All right, everybody. It is a little after 12 here, 12:03, and we are going to go ahead and jump in. Of course, this is being recorded, so if you want to revisit it later or share with anybody, you can definitely do so. So thank you all for joining in today. This is a really fun demo that we're going to do here, very powerful as well, utilizing those top bar buttons. A lot of people out there do utilize them, but don't know the power that you can or the power in which you can use them. So that's why we're doing this here today. My name is Jason Sesklib. I've been a client success manager with Concept 3D for going on almost 5 years now. So always fun to engage with our clients as well as be innovative with them. So we want to see what you guys do with your top bar buttons too. So please do share with your client success managers when you actually add some new content. We always love seeing the creative side of things as well. So moving on, one thing I want to let you know, we have some really exciting news coming out for the first of the year. We have 360 maps coming out, and we're going to have a whole entire webinar on that on December 1st at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So make sure you sign up for that because we are going to take you guys to a whole new level with interactive mapping experiences. All right. So mark that on your calendar, December 1st, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So the agenda here today, very easy. 1, 2, 3. The overview is going to be how to create powerful 1 and 2 click map experiences on your top bar. Okay, we're going to run through some examples as well as some use cases. And then I'm going to show you how to create those experiences as well as to the styling aspect of them. And then afterwards, we will have a live Q&A. This is a pre-recorded demo here because obviously the internet isn't always kind. So want to make sure no glitches happened. So you'll be watching a pre-recorded. Did you know the global share button should be your 100% best friend? For those of you that don't know the global share button, it is the little share button up in the top right-hand corner of the front end. You can do it through the back end. No reason to. You can do it right on the front end as well. So a lot of people can do it regardless if they're an admin or not. And all you need is a URL to create these experiences. It is really that easy, everybody, and you're going to see it's a lot of fun as well, and you can get that information out real quick with the 1-2 click. A couple things to think about during this webinar. How can you use the top bar buttons to your advantage? Okay, get out of the box of the campus boundaries. It can be, other places in the world. It can be other websites. It can be forms. It can be information, whatever you want. So there's a list right there for you to think about to put a focus more on some specific tours, critical campus information, fundraising, ticket sales, different events that might be going on campus, off of campus, within your facilities. Marketing, social media, of course, safety, very important. FAQs. What are the FAQs? What are people constantly asking you that you could convey on this map, or even just have an FAQ button for that matter? Feedback forms. You don't know what you don't know. So it's very good to get that information from your users and what they're experiencing. And obviously way more than that. So how can you use this tool to your advantage? And of course, cross-reference your interactive map along with your 360 tour if you have one. If not, you should really check it out, as well as your websites and more. So with that being said, we are going to jump into the demo. So please do add any questions to the Q&A box. We will do a live Q&A at the end. So don't hesitate to put your questions in there and we will get them answered for you. So without further ado, here we go. All right, everybody, let's jump on in and check out some of these examples and use cases on the map experience as well as the 360 tour experience. We are here on a Concept 3D demo page, and as you can see on the top bar here, I've already created some buttons for you. You'll see that they do have different styles and they look a little bit different, which we'll get into a little bit later. But before we do, I'll just show you this is a primary button, which is also a drop down button. This is a secondary button here, and this one here is your link button. But we'll get back into that a little bit later here. Let's jump in and check out some of these examples. So what you can do is you can actually name these buttons whatever you would like to name them, whatever type of attention that you want to bring to it, whatever type of topics that you're going to have underneath it, or information, if you will. So As you can see, I've named this one Explore Our Culture, because why not? Why wouldn't you want to have somebody explore your campus culture, your facilities culture, your business culture, whatever culture that you're trying to convey on your map experience? So when I drop this button down here, you're going to see that there's going to different links, and you can name them whatever you'd like to as well. So as you can see here, I have an interiors view too. Oh my, exclamation point. Let's bring some excitement. So as you can see, it took me right down to an interior view. If you had interior information on the sidebar, you could also open right up to that as well, which I'll show you in these other examples here, just like an adventure and eat. As soon as I click on that, you're going to see it zooms me right back out to a different level that I've chosen, and it actually opens it up to the category called student life, where I do have dining turned on, but I also do have some other categories turned on underneath there as well. As you can see, bike routes, trails, and trees of campus. All of this stuff is very, very easy to create, and I'll show you how to with this magical global share button over here a little later. Let's keep on going through these examples here to give you some insight to what you can create. And of course, we'll be looking forward to seeing what you do create. So reach out to your client success manager if you have any further questions after this, as well as to show us what you've done. We like to see your work. So as you can see here, we have a Think Green category here as well, which takes people down further into a different zoom level and opens up the campus culture here. So you can see I have sustainability turned on. And last but not least, on the Explore Our Culture, we have a prospective students portion, which obviously, if you're a prospective student, you're probably going to click on that. And when you do, it takes you right to a tour. Obviously, with the form open, you can have this form opened up in any portion of the tour. You can even iframe your own into a location if you want to. Reach out to your client success manager to learn more on how to do that if you don't know how to already. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this, and we're going to X out of this tour here because we're not talking about tours. We're talking about top bar buttons. So safety is a big, big deal. That's very important information that people should know, because we're obviously going through these, almost speechless times, right? So campus safety is a really good button to have, whatever type of safety you want to convey. Right here, we have just some examples on this map for a building status category, which are closed, which are open. The building capacity information right here showing how many people are actually in a building. Now, this can be done through a feed, so this isn't something that you're going to want to update all day long. But if you do have interest in any sort of feed information, of course, like I said, you can reach out to your client success manager and we can speak to you about that. But as you can see here, it shows highly populated, moderately populated, and slightly populated information, not just markers, but also polygons too. So however you create your category and location, you can display through these top bar buttons. It's a beautiful experience. So moving on, we do also have the ability to create forms, or I should say you do on your web page through Google Forms, whatever you want to. But I really suggest that you get buttons that are on your top bar to get you guys information, because you don't know what you don't know. As you can see here, Michigan has 2 buttons on their map which suggest an update. They also have a portion to report a problem that maybe some people come across. Nipissing up in Canada also has a feedback form. I think all this stuff is very important for you guys to know, because you want to know what your users are experiencing. And I'll show you what you would experience if you had something up here, or a user would too. So if I click on that, you can see it takes me right to their suggestion update page. Now, you don't have to build your own web page. You can use Google Forms. It's very simple to do. Again, all you need is a URL. It's that easy. Michigan also has that report a problem, as you can see here. Some really great questions. What browser was being used? What operating system was being used? What was your issue? All good stuff to know, because obviously if something is going wrong and people are having issues, you want to know that. Here we go with Nipissing. They have their campus feedback and it pops up. Same thing. They even have a little CAPTCHA here. Make sure you're not a robot. Pretty cool. All right. So as you can see, all you need is a URL and you can create some really awesome stuff here. And I mean, we're only just a few minutes in. I've already shown you so many awesome experiences that you can convey very quickly to your users. Also, map info. I love this here. Nipissing also did this, and I think it's just really super cool. So I wanted to show you this experience here. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because it just shows you how you can take people to a different web page. And it can open up into different tabs as well, so you don't necessarily take them away from the campus experience. So they just have a little tidbit here of a page that shows people a little bit about the campus map. And right down here, they actually have a click here for a video map overview, which I'll actually show you through this other button right here, Campus Map Overview. And takes you to their Vimeo page, and it actually has a really cool video about their campus map. So it's a little bit of a marketing piece as well as showing people in the mobile view. I'll let it play.
So we've launched an interactive map that will help you find your way. The map will serve as a helpful resource for new students, faculty, staff, and visitors to the university. The new campus map is mobile and desktop friendly.
You guys can go check that out if you want to. Just wanted to show you a little bit there. So let's keep moving along in these experiences that I'm showing you. So we went through the drop down buttons, aka the primary buttons. If you didn't create a drop down and you made it primary, it would not have that arrow right there. So again, I'll show you more on the styling piece in a little bit, but let's go ahead and take a look at the VR experience. What do I mean by that? I mean 360 tours, completely immersive, okay? Now, the beautiful thing about the 360 tours, just like the map tour, is you can also have those top bar button experiences up there. We're not going to stick around here for very long because, of course, we already showed you all the different types of buttons on the front end. But you can see here that they have a standalone button for request info, plan your visit, apply now, and to connect with us via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and even a link to their admissions counselor category, which they already have something on their website for that. So really awesome stuff. Get creative with it. I'm really, really excited to hear back from all of you and showing us what you are doing with your top bar buttons, not only on the map experience, but also the 360 tour experience if you have one. And if you don't have one, go ahead and reach out to your client success manager. We have an incredible product with the Tour Builder product here. And when you're actually on the map of maps, which this is open to the public here, you can actually take a look at some different map styles that we have here. I just wanted to point that out to you here in this drop down here, since, hey, we're talking about top bar buttons. This is the top bar button of our map of maps. So if you don't have access to this, you can go find it on our webpage, or again, I know I'm a broken record, but reach out to your client success manager. We'll happily send you a link and you can preview all this incredible stuff on here. So moving along, let's go ahead and close that out. So I told you I was going to take you to creating the experience, but before I do, you can also find out more information on the help site if you want to. Here is the last top bar button style that I'm going to show you, and that's called how-to buttons right here. Or I called it how-to buttons because it will take you right to the help page here, which we have an incredible help page. You can go check it out. There's everything that you need to know about the map platform, or I'm sorry, the map product, as well as the 360 tour product. And of course, there's our old webinars on there as well that we've done in previous months. But this is a step-by-step guide showing you how to do this, so you don't really have to rewatch this video. Again, you can actually just go here and check it out. Or again, you guessed it, reach out to your client success manager. All right, so here we go. How do you create the experience, Jason? Well, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how stinking simple it is. So first of all, we're going to go to the top bar buttons right here, and this is on our map of maps here. So yours is going to be empty if you don't have any, or if you already do, you already know how to do it. But we're glad that you're here and getting inspired with some new experiences. So to create a group, it's very simple. You'll just go here, add a menu group, and you'll name it whatever you want to. Just like I had done, you know, explore our culture. So I could put explore our culture, exclamation point. Let's make it exciting. And now what we can do is we can align it to the left or to the right, which means, of course, to the left side of the top bar here before your logo, or to the right side before the share button, okay? Now, if you want to make a standalone button, don't worry about the group. This is only for the drop-down experience, okay? Now, if you want to create a specific or a standalone button or a group button, you're just going to go ahead and click on Add Menu Item right over here. and you'll just work top to bottom. Okay, so you're going to name it, of course. So we could do test here. Where do we want it to open up? Do we want to open it in the same window? Yes, you do. If you have it, if the information is related to the map where your users are, of course. What are they looking at? So if it is a website or something like that, you're going to want to open it up in a new window. So that's up to you on how you want that experience to work, okay? But I would suggest if it is a part of the map, keep it in the same window. If it's going away from the map, open it in a new window, okay? Now, the alignment portion of it. If it is a standalone button, you will need to use the alignment button here. But if it's a part of a group, you do not need to because you've already aligned it, okay? And if you want to place into a group, you'll see right here your group. So you can just drop it right into the help guides. So with that said, style type. This is important because it depends on what you want this button to look like, okay? Primary button, secondary button, or a basic link. So again, just to show you the difference, your primary button is a rectangle and it has a fill. Your secondary button has a rectangle, no fill, unless you have a hover there. And then, of course, you have your basic link style here, which is just your text with an underline, okay? So from there, you've named it. You've created the target if you wanted to open up in the same window or if you want to open up in a new tab. You've aligned it if it's a standalone, or if you are putting it into a group, you do not need to align it again. And then you pick the style type. Now it's this easy. All you do is you just paste that URL into there, okay? You don't need to worry about latitude, longitude, or zoom at this time. If you do have any questions about that, you can reach out to your client success manager. But with the URL, the global share button, it's already going to have that information in there for you, so you do not need to mess with that. These can be created with different experiences that we can chat with you about. But for now, we'll just talk about the URL right here. Very, very simple to do. And let me just show you how that's done. All right, let's go back here. Let's go ahead and hit the home button. Takes us to our map clean experience, okay? All right, let's say I wanted to create that student life experience that I showed you. I'm going to open up the student life category. I'm going to click on dining. I'm going to click on outdoor recreation. So I'm going to click on the bike routes again, the trails again, and the tree campus again, okay? Well, maybe I don't want it so far out. Maybe I want to zoom in just a touch, okay? So people can see everything right up close, just like that. They can absolutely, or you can absolutely do that just by zooming in with the plus buttons over here. And all you need to do is click that global share button. The link is copied. So when you paste that URL right there, it has everything in there. There's your lat long, there's your level of zoom. Beautiful, so easy. And all you need to do is, you guessed it, hit submit. Anytime you create a group or anytime you create a button, there will be a save button here. You do not need to hit it every time. You can create multiple buttons if you want to before you hit that save button. And one thing I do want to show you here before we move away is you can create a hierarchy inside of the drop-down menu as well. It goes down to up. And here, as you can see, clients, map styles, platforms, platform features, and showcase samples. And if I go back to the VR experience button here, you'll see clients, map styles, platforms, and showcase samples. So it's a kind of a mirrored situation there, but you can just drop and drag as you see fit and place that hierarchy however you want to, or order if you will. So I'm going to move that back right where it was, and we're going to save those changes. And I'm going to show you real quick that that test button will now be in there after I refresh the page. Of course, I don't want it in there. We don't want people to go to that experience, but I just wanted to show you how it works. There it is. Boom. Zoomed in to where you wanted it to, and it was opened up to the category and experience that you wanted your users to experience. So let's go ahead and delete that out of there real quick in the top bar buttons. Here we are. Test, delete, boom, save, gone. You can also, of course, go back in here and edit if you want to create the experience a little bit different. Hit that edit button and you can place another URL in there. You can rename it if you want to, whatever it is that you would like to do. And again, we're happy to help out with all of this. So that is how you create the experience. Again, all you need is a URL. I don't need to show you how to copy and paste from the top or the address bar, because you can do that. So if it's a portion to your website, You just add your website. If it's to a form, add the form URL, whatever URL, good to go. All right. So now, last but not least, how do you style these? Well, here you go. Jump into the front end styles button, and all you'll need to do is scroll down right where you'll see links, primary buttons, and secondary buttons. Okay. And all you got to do is click on that little square right there, and it'll open up the tool where you can actually utilize the slide bar here, the fader over here, or you can, of course, use your branding codes right here as well. As you can see with the links, I made it the blue color here with no hover color. Okay. The primary buttons, I had the text color this off white and the background color Concept 3D green. Okay. Then when you hover over it, the text will then turn to the Concept 3D blue and to the off-white hovered background. The secondary buttons for on the front-end experience have that blue color, and then when you hover over, the text then turns to the white color. So as you can see here, that's how you create those types of experiences. Okay. So very simple, very fun, very powerful. I look forward to hearing from you all. And like I said, showcase them to us. We love hearing back from you and seeing what you're proud of on your map, and as well as to seeing how people utilize it. We love the innovation of our clients and the content that they add. So with that said, we'll be moving on to the live Q&A. And if you have a question that pops up later, again, you can just reach out to us. All right. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Thanks for joining in. Take care. Talk soon.